gosh, what's been going on? Trying to keep entertained and alive and healthy. We have our face masks and our gloves, so when we have to go out to get food, we use trying to not, in the process of being confined. I know many people feel that way.
Yeah.
So we're all doing the best we can. It could be worse for many of us. So
Yes.
Can't complain.
Yes. So you have a daughter, and she was on Instagram singing. Was that her voice singing?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a beautiful singer, Christine.
She really is. She did not get that from me. She actually has a boyfriend of a couple years who is a Broadway star, and I think that inspired her. He was hero for Wicked, in Wicked, the lead guy in Wicked, and he's Hans now in Disney's Frozen on Broadway. Yeah. So of course they're all shut down. So he is in Minnesota. Just taking a break and staying safe.
So Broadway in New York City?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the real deal.
One of my friends from Portland, Oregon, is a Broadway producer, Corey Brunish.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
it's another world. It really is.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I have a niece who lives in Alaska, with my brother. She's younger, and she was saying that the snow is just starting to, well, not just, like the last of the snow is melting. And here we are. I know I can't see you, but you're in a tank top, and I've got my tank top on. It was like almost 90 degrees here today.
I know. Yeah, I have on a tank top and a dress over it.
Yeah, it's nice. Actually, we got the air conditioning on. The mayor's pushing to open, right?
Yes, the mayor is going to get herself fired by Jimmy Kimmel. Did you see him posting?
No. What did I miss?
He said that earlier today, he said, I think the mayor should quit before lunch because I'm ashamed of what she's doing to my city, wanting it to reopen. So now everybody has something brand new to argue about.
There's always something, isn't there? Even without all this going on, even without politics going on, there's always something.
I know.
People find something. That's where the gift of comedy comes in, right? Because we get to lighten things up a little bit, try to find a little bit of humor in everything.
Yeah. Try to get them to see how ridiculous they are.
Yeah. It's like, and even serious things we can make light of. I mean,
like what?
And so I call this my quarantine meets midlife crisis here at the moment. And there was actually this isn't finished because there was there's been a run on toilet paper. There's also been a run on things like toner, like for our hair.
No.
So to get the orange and the pink out, I need toner, and we're out of it for a while.
What are people doing with toner? Are they using that for sanitizer or what?
Well, I think everybody who doesn't want to deal with their roots, the real serious issues in life, they're doing home color. People. So if you go to CVS or Walmart or anyone that covers hair color, it's out. I mean, it's out, and there's no toner. And the other thing that is out is body wax.
What?
Yeah, you know how a lot of women have other people doing their waxing. Just a little secret. I've always, not always, but 90% I do my own. Definitely like in the last decade or so, I do my own. And what I use, and order online, it was completely sold out. Like they were like a month behind.
Oh my gosh. I ordered a tripod to hold my iPhone still, and trying to hold it still is giving me Parkinson's. Have you ever tried to hold something still and you just start shaking it?
Yeah, actually, I'm doing that now outside, but I'm resting my elbow on a bucket of bird food. My life is so glamorous.
How has the pandemic made you a better person or comic or wife, mother?
Well, I'm not a wife.
Okay.
I'm not married. So I'll tell you, my ex-husband is now my boyfriend, and we're shacking up.
Nice.
So that is so much fun to say. I mean, why get married again? That's just fun to say. I don't know that it's made me a better person, but I'm realizing the depth of is the word hypocrisy or just bullshit in that you always have that list of things that you'll do, if you only had more time.
Yes.
Yeah. None of them. I couldn't even tell you what they are at the moment, but I, like everybody else, well, probably not you, because you're so fit and tiny, but you know how they used to call it like the freshman 10 in college if you went off to college? Well, there's going to be like the virus 10 because we're all doing that. But, how ridiculous is that? Like, we're so blessed in a sense that we have so much food to eat. I mean, that's not, there may have been a shortage of tests or hospital beds at times in some places, but we have our carbs.
Yes, we're not hurting. I'd like to see somebody that's still alive that went through the Holocaust, tell us off. Tell us where to get off.
Yeah. That can't compare this to that.
No, this isn't suffering.
Do you have a pet or an animal in your home?
I wish I did. Your dog is so adorable. I want a black beagle, Christine.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me see if I can get a picture of her down there. Is she showing it?
Oh.
Hey. Hello, little one.
Hello. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She's a sweetheart. Pardon the camera crazy there. She's a sweetheart. My dad passed away just over a year and a half ago, and that little fluff ball of a dog got me through that. So I definitely recommend them. But I also, you're out a lot. I'm sure you're social and and you travel.
Yes.
So it can be hard, to take them everywhere. I don't do that. Some people, put the little dog in the bag and travel and go to the store.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah. I tried to take I had a half beagle, half Springer for 15 years. And I lived in New York, and I tried to sneak him onto the subway and pretend he was a service animal. And a policeman stopped me and said, "What are you doing with the dog?" "No dog." I said, "It's a service animal." And here was this beagle going, and the policeman was like, "No, get the dog out of here."
That's so funny. And didn't there's a ruling, or they changed the law to where you can now have one, but it has to fit in a bag?
Yes.
Or something. So there's been people putting their larger dogs in IKEA bags, those oversized blue bags. I think that's hysterical. I mean, New Yorkers are going to find a way. Oh, look, there's a motorcycle. I'm going to try not to do this too fast. Wait, can you see? Am I? Oh, he went behind the. Look at this view. Look at this view I have.
Wow.
There you go.
Where are you at?
Pardon the noise. I live in West Hills, which is up toward Calabasas. But if you go west, it's Calabasas and Malibu. If you go right, it's basically the other side of the tracks, and it's West Hills. But we have the same beautiful scenery. Just not the price point. It's affordable here.
Wow.
So I recommend it. It's beautiful.
Do you go into Los Angeles proper a lot?
Oh, yeah, because, well, do you mean downtown, like the city? I mean, I go to Hollywood for shows.
Yeah.
Like to do shows. So that can, take a good 50 minutes to an hour. But I'm at Flappers a lot in Burbank.
No way.
And so that's about 35 minutes. But if I do the Comedy Store or the Dojo on Sunset, anything down there is, good hour.
Yeah.
That's not bad in LA land.
Yeah. Now, what's the name of the place that Dante and Rebecca have?
I believe it's the Secret Comedy Club.
That's it.
Yeah, and I was supposed to be there last week, and of course, we have to put all that on hold, and we're bummed. We miss our comedy family, don't you?
So bad. I mean, this is my social life, interviewing comics. If it wasn't for this, I'd be so depressed.
Yeah, well, this was a great move. I actually, for my year anniversary just a few days ago, I was supposed to be at the Comedy Store, and I thought, I'm going to be so bummed if I don't do something, and so I did a Zoom that was like a 45-minute Zoom, but I made the mistake of just having the camera on me and not being able to hear anybody, because it can be weird sometimes if you have a large group and they forget to turn their microphones off and you can hear their TV or just something in the background.
Yes.
So it was just me talking at the camera for 45 minutes with no sound, no faces and no feedback. So when I got off the camera, it felt emotively like I had just bombed for 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
Silence and no faces, no reaction. And so I won't do that again. I am doing groups, like where there's 8 comics and the comics are up there. Maybe everybody else is muted, but of course the comics are laughing and encouraging each other. Yeah. But everybody else is muted, and those have been rewarding. Or yesterday I did an interview like this, and I found that fulfilling. But of course, as you know, like the energy of the stage and real people and live and in person is, that's hard. Even, remember when all the talk show hosts now, they're doing their shows from home. But Stephen Colbert, he did like his last show in front of, like, that was on a stage before the studios closed. He in front of maybe like 20 of his staff members that were spread out, and he was hurting. You could tell.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just tell that he was like, oh God, this is not going to work. And they've adjusted, to being at home and doing their thing. But I saw Jimmy Fallon do a little blurb where I think he was just talking about what he was going to be doing that night on the show. And a couple of his daughters were in the background. I don't know how many he has, but 2 daughters were in the background. Yeah. And he was pushing through it.
Yes.
He was just pushing through it. So, but again, if that's the biggest challenge we face in this time, then
yeah,
that's all right.
So, has this affected your pocketbook to the point where if people want to donate to Cash App or Venmo, that's a help to you or not?
I'm fortunate in that I have a couple outlets that um, that have been helping. I'm an artist. I'm an abstract artist, and so on my Facebook to my friends and community there, I've been posting some pieces, and because this is a time that's a little weird, for everybody financially. For some, it doesn't affect them at all. For others, this is the month. I mean, come May, it's going to be, really, really tight. So the last group of paintings I put up, I just said, just give as you will, for these. I want you to have that. I want you to have something nice and original in your home, but just, give as you can, or you would to these. The other thing, which is fun, is that I have a little gift company called Think, like I'm thinking of you. It's hard to, sometimes these words, I say these words, like it's just think happy stuff, but people don't quite hear what I'm saying. So it's Think, like THINK, happy, HAPPY, stuff, which is STUFF. So thinkhappystuff.com. And we're down to a few things right now. I have this gorgeous 4-color coffee mug that says Think Happy Stuff on it. And then I have some caps with the Think Happy Stuff embroidered on it. And they're all on sale right now for $10 each.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So that helps. But yeah, we are, it's unsettling.
Yes.
Like I said, I think we're okay for May. And then it's kind of like, do we pay, it's going to come down to people like, do we pay rent or mortgage or the rest of our bills?
Yes.
But it in our situation, it's not going to be both.
Right. Wow. Well,
yeah.
So thinkhappystuff.com is your website?
Yeah.
I'll go on there and look around, and I'll post it on here when we get done.
Thank you. I appreciate that. How about you? You hanging in there?
Yeah, my money is non-taxable. So,
good.
Yeah, I got a veteran and a Social Security coming in, so I'm good.
Good.
But I've been giving to, when I don't say that I'll pay you for an interview, but if somebody expresses a need, I'll donate.
Yeah, well, that's really generous of you. There was somebody on Facebook last night who has been delivering food and one of the Grubhub thing, and somebody tipped him like a penny or just something absurd, and I was like, okay, that's not okay. So I looked up that guy, and it's not like I've got money to throw around, but I looked up that guy, and I don't even know him. I sent him like $10, and I think it's the little things like that anything we can do to encourage each other.
Yes.
In this time, it makes a big difference.
Yes. I just wish that everybody could just quit thinking they're better than somebody else and quit picking on each other. And if this doesn't teach us to have better humanity.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's brought out the worst in many ways, and many people. I'll tell you this though. We had a situation with a neighbor that was kind of intense for almost a year, and one of those things that's just absurd, but exists and just kind of adds some tension to your life. And a few weeks ago, they put a note in our porch door and said, we're waving the white flag. There's more important things in life. They apologized, and so I actually returned the gesture by leaving a bag with a few rolls of toilet paper and a bottle of wine. on their
Oh, that's so cool.
on their steps. So it's but what I was going to say is that they are the extreme opposite ideologically. I can't even. I have not had wine. I'm about to, but I haven't had it yet. But just philosophically and politics, I mean, we're just on total opposite sides. But when it comes to health and the health of our children, there's just a point where you get over that and you look out for each other.
Exactly.
So I do see some of that happening.
Wonderful. Well, like did you grow up in Los Angeles or come from, because I'm feeling the Midwest.
Yeah, because I'm nice. That's what it is.
Yes.
When I meet somebody out here that has like a particular warmth, without it being kind of hippie, new agey, like, whatever, but just a genuine niceness or warmth, I'm like, where are you from? Like Indiana or, somewhere Midwest. I was conceived in Santa Monica. But born in Maryland and actually raised overseas for several years.
Where?
Japan and Germany.
Where in Germany?
Oberursel, which when I tell people that, no, they've never heard of it. And then I say west of Frankfurt, and they say everything's west of Frankfurt. So that's all I remember. I was in Yokohama, Japan. My dad was not in the military. He worked for IBM on military accounts. Wow. So by the time I was 12, I'd been to like 18 countries.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Which country did you like the most?
Oh, that's a great question. I will tell you, I was between the ages of 6 and 8 when I lived in Japan. And whereas this color is bleached out, when I was younger, I was naturally blonde. And of course, that's a rarity in Japan. And so they were very doting on my brother and myself. And I think I know I really liked that attention because, I'm an actress and comedian now, so it probably rooted something in me.
Tell me about your acting. Have you gotten any fun roles that you really still can't believe you got, or?
I recently, I think this was actually the last work I did before everything shut down, because everything's shut down now. I played a comedian, which is great, on the Goldbergs.
What?
Yeah, and it hasn't aired yet, but it was a scene where the kids of the show are participating in a telethon.
Yeah.
God, I remember those back in the day.
Yeah.
You phone in and make your pledge, and they'd announce your name on TV. So in the background, there's a comedian, they're, telling jokes and doing her thing, and that would be me.
That's so cool.
This episode. Yeah.
Did you get to say your own jokes, or did you have to say ones they wrote?
Actually, you can't hear me. You can't hear me. You'll definitely see me, but you can't hear me. That's kind of another ball game in Hollywood land. Your paycheck gets a couple more zeros on it, even if you just say a few lines or a few words.
Yes.
It changes everything. It was, significant enough to give me a credit. But I just loved that it was, me playing a comedian. And the director even came up and said that when they were given a few pictures of people to choose from, they're like, we think, she's probably a comedian. And then they looked and saw that I was. I'm not exactly sure how to take that. But it was great. It was had my own little trailer and everything.
No way. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Let me know when that comes out. I'll be looking for it.
I will. Yeah, I will. That'll be fun. A lot of the things I do, it's blink and you miss me. I'm walking down the hall and you'll completely miss what I'm doing. But I've worked with some amazing people that even though my role was completely insignificant, I end up having a conversation with John Lithgow, or I sat and I had lunch with Larry David.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who else? I always feel like, oh my gosh, Sir Patrick Stewart. We were in a scene together in Charlie's Angels that I think got cut because I saw the movie and did not see me. But he was just amazing and wonderful. And he was the one actor that when I shared this story, because I usually share the stories on Facebook, because I've had friends that I've known for 20, 30 years who are like, can't believe you're doing this. Because I moved here from Nashville. That's just a whole nother story. But when I shared about Patrick Stewart, the men freaked out. Like that was the one where men were just tripping over themselves. They were so excited. Marcia Gay Harden.
Yes.
I worked with several times. She actually has a Think Happy Stuff car magnet.
No way.
On the back of her car. But I passed those out over all the sets. Apparently, I missed Keanu Reeves by about 10 minutes at the Warner Brother coffee shop, and I am crushed.
Yeah.
To this day, I'm recovering from that one.
What a doll he is.
Yeah. Never met him, but yeah.
Who would you like to do comedy with and act with that you have not yet?
Jim Carrey. And also because Jim's an artist.
Oh, yeah.
He does his cartoonish style political statements that you see on Twitter. But I've also seen some of his abstract art, which is fantastic. And he did a documentary or a special or something where he shows inside this studio that I just remember having lots of light and huge canvases that I think he had laid out on the floor, one of them, and like so big that he had planks or something built over them, and he would paint over them. But then just walls of color, of cans of paint and tubes of paint, and that's a dream. I think I would rather paint with him for a day as opposed to film with him.
What about hearing him do comedy or doing comedy with him? Is that a desire?
Gosh, of course you remember Robin Williams,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
And when he would do the telethon, the comedy...
Comic relief.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And he would do that with Billy Crystal and Whoopi Goldberg. And it was the three of them up on stage, but Robin just took over.
Yeah.
Right? He took over. I have a feeling that doing comedy with Jim Carrey could be a very similar experience. But I also think there's ways he would be incredibly, generous and gracious.
Yeah.
But either acting with him where we're doing like a scene that is, intense and us, but preferably painting. Mm-hmm. And then Steve Martin.
Oh my gosh, yes. Isn't he hot?
I was devastated when I heard that he remarried.
Oh, he's remarried?
Uh-huh. Yeah, like many years ago? I've been out here, gosh, within 10 years, maybe. Time, I can't keep track of it. But I was at a concert in Nashville with my mom and best friend, and completely crushed out on him, and had friends that he's friends with, and so had this daydream in my head about meeting him and everything. And I'm an actor, so my daydreams are pretty good. And he said something it was toward the very end, and he said something about his wife, who of course is a brilliant journalist, I think for the New Yorker or something. And as soon as he said my wife, I was like, I'm done. We can go. I'm done. Let's go.
My biggest crush in the world is Billy Crystal.
Really?
Yes.
Was it City Slickers? Is that what did it for you?
It's everything. It's just everything Billy Crystal. I remember when he did the movie where he played every role. I don't know.
What's it called?
Yeah, I'm not bringing it up right now, but there's this thing where he's Sammy Davis and he's all the characters in it, and it's about comedy. How he's afraid to get on stage, and he makes up all these characters that are there, and I'll think of it later. But I love him, and I was interviewing Shang Forbes, and I said, Your voice kind of sounds like Billy Crystal. And he goes, that's one of my favorite impressions. And he did a Billy Crystal.
Oh, that's great.
They have the same kind of voice. So I'm sure it was easy to do that, but.
Yeah. But I remember how frustrated Billy Crystal and Whoopi would get with Robin Williams.
Oh my gosh.
They would just be they couldn't even hide it.
Yeah.
Couldn't hide it.
He doesn't need anybody on the stage with him. That's kind of odd, Yeah.
I heard in an interview where someone said that if you were one-on-one with Robin Williams, he was so present and empathetic and tuned into you. But if there were two people, then that's an audience for him. That was an audience. And so he would be on.
I lived in San Francisco for about 6 months, and every day he would walk from the south area of the beach up to the Haight area and talk to all the homeless kids every day.
Oh, wow.
And then at Christmas time, he would go through the USF, the San Francisco hospital. He himself would go bed to bed asking every kid what they wanted for Christmas. He would go shop, wrap, and deliver every gift himself.
Yeah. I can totally see that.
Yeah. Some people, we don't know what they are until they're gone. Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
What do you plan on doing differently when you get back to comedy and acting because of the apocalypse?
I'll probably appreciate it on another level. They say you don't know what you got till it's gone, right?
Yes.
And I think there was a point and you know what this is like. When you're in comedy, it's promotion, wearing out your friends, promising to buy their drinks, whether if they come out to see you. But I know that I will appreciate my comedy family on another level. And I got to show you I got to show you these birds. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you see these birds?
No. Oh, yeah.
Wait, they're coming this way. Can you really see that?
Yes.
The flock of, they're not seagulls. I don't know what they are.
I saw.
Yeah. Sorry if that camera work wasn't Great. Oh my God. I want to get a video of this. This was insane.
Want to hang up so you can catch it?
Yeah, I got to get this. Just a second. Wait, I don't know if I have to hang up though. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Okay. Shoot. Video. Where's video? Oh, I can't.
I'll let you go so you can do that.
Okay. Well, is this going to be our sign off?
Yeah. And I'll post this. Tell me any corrections to make, Christine.
Okay. Let me see your face to say goodbye. Sorry to be rude. I'm like, bird.
No, catch the birds. It's been fun. Thank you.
You bet.
Bye, Christine.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
That was awesome. Thank you.